This is a severe head cut, which is involving severe erosion of a channel that is an unnamed tributary to Joe's Branch. As you can see, the site is experiencing tremendous erosion. What is going on in this channel, can you tell? It's obviously eroding tremendously and causing siltation problems from here all the way to Mobile Bay. The head cut has resulted in this stream being placed on ADEM's 303D list, which is a list of impaired streams. And when a stream is impaired, what it means is it can't meet its use. And this stream is rated for fish and wildlife. It's so impaired and impacted by sediment that it cannot support fish and wildlife. We've grown so much that our land use has changed. We've gone from forested upland areas to developed commercial and residential areas, and we have a whole lot more stormwater that enters our channels at a faster pace. Not only will this restoration project address environmental issues, it addresses the safety issues of the homes, the safety issue up on Highway 31. It addresses many issues.
So for those reasons, this was considered a priority, and the community got together to come up with ways to solve it.
A team of the Mobile Bay National Estuary Program, Thompson Engineering, ADEM, ALDOT, Geological Survey, Alabama Department of Conservation Natural Resources, the City of Daphne, the City of Spanish Fork, we're all working together. I think this is the first time I've ever had such awesome teamwork. We're coming up with a solution, and what that is a restoration and stormwater management for the area all around us.
So our primary goal here is to stabilize this system and as much as possible to remove the energy from that stormwater before it gets downstream and causes harm to the bay. We're trying an innovative approach here, and we call it a step pool stormwater conveyance. Very simply, the idea is that we take this ditch that we're standing in, that we've been filling the ditch back in with soil. So we're building a series of pools that are separated by rocks that slow the water down and force the water to soak into the sand. So instead of the water rushing very quickly down through the valley and causing more erosion, we're going to hold that water in a series of 25 pools going down through this valley. Each one of those pools is a small energy dissipation basin. So every time the water goes over a step and into another pool, it dissipates more energy, and some of that water infiltrates into the soil. So we actually lose some of the water into the groundwater, which is a natural process as the water goes down through the valley. The idea is slow the water down, hold it in place so it doesn't cause problems further downstream. And then after we finish with the structure, we come back in and we plant a native plant community. And those plants, through their roots, will help bind the soil in place. So we're going to have a more natural ecosystem in an urban stormwater ditch that holds the water back and prevents erosion.
Environmental issues, including watershed, aren't aligned and don't follow political boundaries. Mother Nature isn't aware of our political boundaries, and at the end of the day, we're left to deal with those ramifications and to address those issues. A great example is the Joe's Branch project. You had an issue that was originating in one community, downstream effects were in another community.
Joe's Branch starts in Spanish Fork. It runs down to Daphne, and it's very important of what we send downstream to our neighbors. Joe's Branch was unique because there was so many different entities that had to be involved to make this project move forward, and it came to be a great project simply by the different agencies getting involved and making things happen.
So it required a collaborative effort in order to address the segment of Joe's Branch that we've just completed. It could not have been done by one municipality alone.
Without the NEP, it wouldn't have come together. There were so many different agencies and so many different people that had to be put together.
The Mobile Bay NEP was instrumental in spearheading efforts to put together an intergovernmental task force. I think everyone recognized there was a problem, but it took leadership in order to bring all the necessary parties to the table in order to address the problem.
Joe's Branch was one example, but the county is full of examples of Joe's Branches, so we have to move forward to properly take care of the issues.
Although we've addressed one segment of one watershed, there's still a number of issues out there to be addressed, and we have a cumulative effect of development and a lack of recognition and addressing some of these stormwater issues. So we're going to have to continue this team approach, and the only way to accomplish that is for us to work together. There's environmental impacts, both to the wildlife and fish habitats, as well as erosion, and even the loss of private property due to erosion, channelization, head cuts. And the only way we're going to continue to solve these is to facilitate teamwork approach and a collaborative effort.
South Alabama is very much driven by the tourist industry. It's very important what we put in our waters, which eventually end up down in the southern part of the state. We have to manage the stormwater drainage issues that we all face every day.
Thank you for creating a clean water future.